And philanthropy is really just one way on a spectrum of thinking about social investments to have impact. And I know over the course of today you'll be talking about ESG investments and how many investors are looking to see their values reflected in their portfolios. Philanthropy is in many ways simply an extension of that desire. And like ESG investing, it's very helpful to have advisors, trusted advisors who can walk clients through a process for considering how to really express those motivations in their investments. In fact, we know it's critical, actually. Trusted advisors have been found with peers to be the most important individuals in bringing people to philanthropy. They've also been found to be the greatest obstacles. So there's some of the stories, but I wanted to sort of flag with you, those of you in this room are obviously trusted advisors with many different hats on, either as financial advisors or to advisors, of course, as well. So your role is incredibly important. We talk about triggers for philanthropic events, and you can see with people like the Halls, it was a windfall event. Of course, that's a wonderful time to start talking about philanthropy. A major tax event, philanthropy will never be a single tax strategy, but for clients that you're working with who genuinely want to see their values reflected in their wealth, it should absolutely form part of a conversation that you're having with your clients. Estate planning, it's really interesting. We know that about 4% of all Australians leave a charitable bequest in their will. 11% of high net worth individuals or ultra high net worth individuals leave a charitable bequest in their will. Simply by asking the question, do you have charitable intent, during the process of an estate planning conversation, triples the amount of money that is left via estates. Did want to talk and just touch really briefly on the technical. I know many of you in the room would like to lean into the technical components because that's what you're obviously all brilliant at. Again, for clients, they want to understand the technical to a point, but it is those stories and it is what philanthropy can solve or provide an opportunity for them to contribute to that is the most important thing. We have three primary structures in this country. I won't spend any time really on the private charitable trust structure, which is essentially a testamentary trust structure that was used pre-2001 prior to private ancillary funds being established. But if you think about a private ancillary fund as a self-managed super fund, you already have all the language that you need to be able to talk about it. It is high touch from a governance perspective. It requires its own financial reports. It requires its own investment policies, etc. It does allow clients to be directive around their investments and be much more hands-on as a trustee of their foundation, but it comes with all of the additional components and things that you would probably, as an advisor, warn a client about with regards to a self-managed super fund. A public ancillary fund is more in the vein of a retail super fund, and that's a great way to think about it. It's essentially in a pooled investment fund. When we talk about it, we say it gives you all the joy of philanthropy without much of the compliance or the burden of philanthropy. But like a retail super fund, there are some things that you will not be able to have decision-making power around.